Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode of the Weekly Compass, we're going to take a look at the energies for February 1st through the 7th, 2021. Before I get into the reading, I just want to mention that the February 2021 forecast for each life path number are up on both my podcast and my YouTube channel. So make sure you check those out for your particular life path number. I broke it down into 4 weeks and an overall message for each life path number. So go check it out if you haven't already. Okay. This, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. All right, so we start this week off with, obviously, a 1 energy. And so this is all about self, is what I'm feeling. So autonomy, authenticity, self-care, self-reflection, that self-nurturing. So really a time to reflect on your path and to make sure that the steps you're taking as you move forward are the ones that feel right and best for you on your own journey. This can be a time for new starts, although I do feel like for a lot of people, it's going to be new starts around past experiences. So because we're in the middle or starting this Mercury retrograde. And so I do feel like for some, you may see things come up from the past, relationships from the past, communication from the past, and there may be new insights or opportunities to do something with that that will enhance your experience. Okay, so it's kind of like the timing was off before. Now it's right at this time, or feels better, and so are more conducive to something better working out. So you may find those things from the past sort of showing up, and so this is kind of like an opportunity for a new start with those past experiences. And so again, kind of like the timing is right now. And so also this is going to be a time for making decisions from a space, again, of authenticity and originality. So again, you might have some ideas that you put on the back burner in the past, previously, that just the timing was off, and all of a sudden you get that insight to pick it back up, and all of a sudden now it makes sense. And this is going to be a time for making those decisions that are going to allow you to elaborate on whatever that is from a space of originality. So that 1 energy brings you back to self. So not that you're going to exclude or not take into consideration, obviously, other people or the feelings of others or any of that stuff, but this is really a time to bring it back to self. Bring it back to that autonomy and that authenticity. So anywhere within your life that you're feeling out of sorts or like you're being inauthentic, this is a time to take a closer look at that and come back to self, body, mind, spirit, or at least begin to. Then we end the week with 7 energy. And so again, we have health in the forefront, that holistic body, mind, spirit health. This I feel like is going to be an opportunity also for some achievement and sort of fulfillment through those achievements. So it's kind of like, again, you were kind of working on something in the past, and now it's kind of coming up to fruition, to completion, and there's fulfillment in that. And one thing I want to mention about that is to pay attention to both the big and the small achievements. Those small achievements are just as worthy of celebration, of gratitude, as those bigger milestones. So I really just want to say, focus on the small triumphs, right? Like give yourself the time to really be proud of what you've accomplished, what you've done, even if it doesn't feel like a huge milestone or a huge accomplishment, because every step that we take in purpose is purposeful and is driving us towards our bigger destination. And so those little milestones, those little pebbles of accomplishment need to be acknowledged and celebrated. So I just want to say, don't, just overlook those. Give yourself credit. Pat yourself on the back for those achievements. Those are just as important. So definitely take the time to honor those as they come up for you. This is also going to be a time for sort of balance, but balance between the mind and the heart center. So what I would say about that is just check in with yourself as much as possible this week, especially towards the end of the week, to make sure that the actions that you're taking are being driven from a space that feels good for you, or at least from a space that feels aligned for you. So if something comes up for you and you need to make a decision and you need to take action from that decision, check in with yourself and just ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing this out of obligation or because I feel like I'm being forced to or whatever? Or are you doing it because you can see how it's aligning for you and how it is helping you on your trajectory forward, right? Like it feels aligned in some way. Sometimes it doesn't mean that it has to be comfortable, because a lot of times what our soul asks us to do makes us uncomfortable, but it needs to feel somewhat aligned in your heart center, in your mind. How, make sure that that's balanced is really what's coming in. So before you make a decision to, make a big move or to make a big adjustment within your life, check in with yourself and just make sure that you're feeling some form of alignment, body, mind, spirit, as you make that decision to move in that direction. Okay, so I broke the week down a little bit here, looking at the energies. And as we start the week, it's interesting. I'm getting this energy of like, which makes sense, being a one energy, but kind of like being center stage and kind of like all eyes on you type thing. So it's kind of like the world is watching and you have the opportunity to, put your name out there. That one energy is all about the visionary, about ingenuity, doing things differently, standing out from the crowd. And that's really this energy that I'm getting. It's like you will, in your own way, potentially have an opportunity to stand out from the crowd and do things differently and forge a new path in your own life, in your own story. And so I feel like that's going to give you some confidence. That's going to give you, or it has the potential to give you some confidence, to give you permission to live your life authentically, or at least start moving in that direction. And so again, I feel like it's, again, all eyes on you, but in a supportive way. This is, of course, a general reading. So, of course, it may not always feel like that for everyone, but I do get that sense of like you're very supported at this time. You're center stage. You have all the tools that you need to, make a splash and do something big and that feels really authentic to you. So, and that's not saying that you have to do all of it this week. This is just saying like you're going to start, the seeds are going to start to be planted. You're going to start seeing the ideas come in or the inspiration coming in, where it's like, where, how you can use your voice, what you can do with that spotlight while you're center stage. And if you don't feel like others are putting you in the center of the stage, put yourself there, right? Be the main character of your own story, right? And I feel like you're going to have an opportunity to make adjustments this week, or at least start that process so that you can get back to the center of your own story. So again, pay attention to what you do with your voice, with your actions, because all eyes are on you, metaphorically or literally. And so again, I'm just getting this sense of like wholeness of self. So this is an energy that's allowing you to put the focus back on yourself of what you want to do, what you want to create, how you want to lead your life, how you want to be the leader within your own life, and what you want to do with that, again, with your story. So I feel like some information or something might be coming in at this time. It could even be recognition of sorts that gives you that confidence that you need to sort of take the reins. But I do feel like you're going to have the opportunity, or at least the energy is there. It's just, again, a matter of what you do with it. Then we move into midweek. And it's interesting. I am again seeing sort of like this energy around like an offer or communication coming in from the past. But it's interesting also because it's like this offer seems to be coming from somewhere that's completely unexpected. So it's like it's kind of an emotional offer. It's a fulfilling offer. It feels positive, but it's almost like coming from the last place that you would look, the last place that you would expect it to come from. So maybe an old boss calls you up completely out of the blue and they have a project that they want you to work on and you were the first one that came to mind. And again, the timing would have been off before, but now it's perfect. So it's kind of that sort of synchronicity. But the offer feels like, again, it's kind of coming from the depths of somewhere that you just wouldn't expect it to come from, but it just fits. It's in alignment. And so again, it's that sense of like something new coming from something old, like stemming from something older, or from the past. So, and I also kind of feel like you won't have the full story right now. So it's kind of like this offer will come in, it will kind of throw you for a loop because again, it feels like it's coming out of nowhere from like an unexpected place from the past or from an unexpected person. And this can also be like around relationships. This doesn't have to be just, career opportunities or purpose opportunities. This could do with relationships as well. But I feel like you're not going to have the full story just yet. So my advice would be just roll with it and until you can find out more. So continue to just be open to whatever comes in. And again, just kind of go with the flow with this because there's more information coming. This is sort of like the beginning. But yeah, so just kind of go with it if you can. If it feels aligned, again, always go with your own instinct and your gut feeling. But this feels very much aligned. It feels like communication or some kind of emotional offer, fulfilling offer coming in for you. But it does feel like it's from the past, something from the past. Then we move into the end of the week. And I'm just getting this sense of this opportunity for complete joy, fulfillment, happiness. But what's interesting is we also need to take a closer look at fairness and equity. So like it's kind of like wherever we can show fairness and equity, that's where we're going to find the most balance. That's where we're going to find that feeling of achievement. So one thing I would suggest is to ask yourself, where have you been potentially unfair in your judgments or your actions? And where can you try to make things right? Like, where can you try to make things a little more balanced? Or where can you have more of an open mind? Where can you begin to meet others where they're at, as opposed to putting unrealistic expectations on those people? And how can you begin to work with others as opposed to working against them? Or again, having those extreme expectations that the person may not be emotionally or physically capable of meeting at this point, right? And so I'm getting this sense like if you can show up in fairness, if you can show up to, and this again can be across the board, however this shows up for you, career, relationships. But yeah, it's kind of like wherever you can be fair and find the balance, that's where you're going to find the most joy. That's where you're going to find the most fulfillment. So if it has to do with a relationship, then take a closer look at maybe where you have been unfair in your expectations, where you have been unfair in maybe the stories that you're creating based on past experiences or from other people that have nothing to do with this person, but you're just projecting them onto that person. So again, those are the kind of things you want to take a look at and just see like, where have I been showing up in a space that's been unfair to this other person as well as myself? And where can I make some adjustments so that I can find that harmony and that balance so that I can find that joy and that tranquility? And I feel like the energy is definitely there for it, but it takes us putting in the effort and also making the adjustments that we need to make in our own work as well to make that happen. So yeah, interesting energies this week, but they feel really beautiful. They feel very positive, or the potential to be very positive. Again, it's always what we do with it. But yeah, the beginning of the week, if you find yourself in the center stage of your own life, don't shy away from that. Don't make yourself small to make other people comfortable. Shine that light, get out there, put your name out there, take that energy by the reins and just go with it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. I will be back again soon. So take care. See you soon. Bye for now.